The universe is vast, silent, and indifferent. An infinite void of matter and energy, with no inherent purpose. But within it, human consciousness awakens, a biological anomaly that seeks patterns, and above all, demands meaning. We demand a why, a purpose, a grand narrative that justifies our existence and our suffering. Herein lies the fundamental collision, our rational need for order, against a world that is, in its essence, irrational, chaotic, and mute. This irreconcilable fracture, this tension between ourselves and the cosmos, we call the absurd. We live this collision daily. It is the invisible weight in our routines, that recurring feeling of running in circles. To defend ourselves from the void, we build systems, professional careers, families, religious or ideological beliefs. They are structures meticulously designed to give us an illusion of control, a sense of permanence. But the universe, in its total indifference, does not respect our delicate constructions. Tragedy, illness, loss. These are random events that expose the fragility of that meaning we work so hard to build. The absurd is revealed right there, in the moment our why is answered, with absolute silence. But in the face of this silence, there is a third option. Neither desperate escape, nor the false hope of a hidden meaning. There is rebellion. A rebellion not of physical violence, but of pure and lucid consciousness. It is Sisyphus, fully aware of the futility of his rock, choosing in every instant to push it again. To accept the absurd, therefore, is not to resign. It is the first and most profound act of true freedom. It is the decision to live in spite of meaninglessness. It is finding value in the act of living itself, not in its supposed outcomes. Lucid rebellion, then, is to maintain that tension, to look into the abyss, acknowledge it, and consciously choose not to jump. And in this rebellion, consciousness possesses an unexpected weapon, the internal alchemy of humor. Humor is the ability to look at our own existential tragedy and recognize its profound and inevitable irony. It is an act of superiority over our own misfortune, a lucid detachment from our own imminent fate. By laughing at the catastrophe, whether personal or cosmic, we strip it of its power to destroy us. We relativize it, transforming the oppressive lead of pain into the light gold of comedy. Laughter thus becomes the sound of freedom, the echo of our consciousness, asserting itself defiantly in the midst of the void. When we accept the absurd and arm ourselves with this irony, life, fundamentally, changes. We stop living for a future that justifies the present. We stop appealing to a higher meaning that, we know, never answers. Each moment, then, becomes its own and only justification. The journey is, at last, the destination. The morning coffee, the difficult conversation, the pain of grief, the unexpected joy. Everything becomes part of the total experience. This is living without appeal, without waiting for a judgment, a paradise, or a reward. Only the tangible fullness of the instant. The absurd life, in the end, is not a condemnation. It is an invitation to be fiercely, passionately, and humorously alive, bit part.